Happy Friday, Oaklawn race fans. It is a gorgeous day here in the Spa City, Hot Springs, Arkansas, and we have an amazing card to present for you today as we are on the cusp of a very, very big weekend. I'm Nancy Holthus, joined alongside track announcer Matt Dinnerman. Matt, it was a really good day yesterday. We saw Christian Torres making multiple trips to the winner's circle, and I do think it's going to be kind of a tight race down to the wire for leading jockey. And there was some Triple Crown news this morning that Rebel Winner class president is no longer on track to make the starting gate for the Kentucky Derby, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, he's got some bone bruising, so they're going to give him 60 days on the farm. It's actually not uncommon to see thoroughbred racehorses with some sort of bone bruising, especially after hard performances and hard training.
Yeah.
I think that human athletes, if you were to scan them, you would find certain athletes that have bone bruising. So the good news is that this is not a serious issue that he has, but one that is rightfully being addressed. And look, we're going to see him down the road. He's not done racing yet, and the way you keep horses going long is if you give them the time they need. So to longer their careers, and look, we saw Torpedo Anna. She had to take some time off due to bone bruising. So the best of the best. This is something that we see, and we're looking forward to seeing him when he comes back.
Definitely, and you got to commend owners that do allow trainers to give those horses time. You know, they don't make money when they're not running out on the track, but obviously time does heal all wounds. So hopefully we can't wait to see him back on the track.
And a good jacuzzi, Nancy.
And a good saltwater spa. That doesn't hurt either. Maybe a little laser massage, a little chiropractic. I mean, anything that anything that human athletes do to prevent inflammation and help circulation and keep those muscles in good shape, pretty much parlays over to the equine world. So there's so many different things, and especially with the technology now, it's not just poultice anymore or mud. There's all types of things. There's horse dentistry, chiropractic, acupuncture, laser therapies, magnawave therapies, saltwater spas. I mean, you name it. Those compression boots that athletes use, a lot of skiers use them. They use those on the horses as well. So anything, when a horse is healthy and happy, they tend to run better.
That's true. I mean, if we're happy and healthy, we're going to perform whatever we're performing versus if we're not feeling 100%. So the first thing is that the health of the equine athlete and that is the most important thing. And when they need time and they get it, you're going to be paid back with a reward by them performing down the road.
Yeah, health and safety is obviously our number one priority in the industry. Let's take a look at our weather. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. We do have a fast track, partly sunny, winds 5 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and it is currently 69 degrees, and that is going to be perfect for this weekend. I believe we're getting up in maybe the low 80s even, so it's going to be ideal to be out in the infield tomorrow. So bring those kiddos. It's great. We've got a major kid zone, and that's a great place to kind of let them run if you want to maybe just spend some time with your friends. So I think I might have to go out to the kid zone at one point at this meet.
Did you go last year?
You know what? I'm trying to think. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. Was out in the infield, and Maggie Wolfendale from Fox Sports was doing a little piece in the jump house, and they said, go over and scare her. So I run over there, take my shoes off, and then jump in the bounce house, and it was on TV, and everybody still talks about that. So, yeah.
I know Joe Talamo went in the bounce house one time for FanDuel. So.
Those are pretty fun, though.
Even for an adult, you don't want to do it too often. But every once in a while, jumping around, it's like a trampoline.
I was just going to say, they have those Sky Zone, or what is it called? The trampoline parks.
Places,
it's amazing what all they have now for kids. It's awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look at our news page. As I mentioned, Christian Torres on a tear yesterday, making 3 trips to the winner's circle, and Sean Williams making 2 trips to the winner's circle himself. A very good day for those 2 gentlemen. $1 Classics carryover today of $18,498.50. And congratulations to Louis Sella and Dwayne Lucas, who will be inducted into the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame this evening. That is taking place in our event center. And I want to invite not just the fans, but horsemen as well to tomorrow's Dawn at Oaklawn. We are going to have a remembering of the coach, and that will be a tribute to Dwayne Lucas. His wife Lori is in town, his grandson Brady, Lori's stepdaughter Rachel. So it's going to be a lot of his family here for that amazing moment. So Steve Asmussen seeks his 8th Grade 3
Wow.
$500,000 count fleet sprint handicap. They might rename the race after him at one point. And Nitrogen is favored in the Grade 1 $1.25 million Apple Blossom, which this year for the first time is a Breeders' Cup win and you're in for the distaff. So very cool that we are having that. And originally we had said we were going to live draw for the Oaklawn Handicap tomorrow, but that has been moved to Sunday. So we'll be doing that Sunday before race number 1. So a lot in store for the weekend. We've got several races today. And Matt, just looking at your selections, if you have a good day, I'm having a good day.
Okay.
So we got a lot of similar thoughts going on.
You're doing a lot better than I am so far this week. I think I think it's somewhere in the 1 for 19 range the last 2 days for me in terms of top picks. So we're a little bit on the struggle bus.
But you know what's crazy? It's like we're in a totally different spectrum than the average fan because we have to handicap every race every day. Typically, horse players, they pick a few races on a specific card and focus their money and their energy towards those. So, yeah, we're a little bit out of the norm, so to speak. But still,
it's true. I mean,
good practice.
Look, there are times where we're not going to have a strong opinion on a race. More than one race on a day at times.
I can remember a couple times, I love our fans and love talking to them when I'm going to and from the paddock and especially leaving to go home. And I had a gentleman one day last year. He goes, "Wow, your picks really sucked today, Nancy." And I said, "Yeah, they did. You're absolutely right. All I did was pick my nose. That's all I could pick today."
They say kill them with kindness, kill them with honesty, I suppose, as
but
well.
I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, everything is ebb and flow. Just like we see some trainers get hot, some trainers get cold. The same with jockeys.
I couldn't catch a
as
fish
well.
in the bathtub right now. So
I haven't heard that. That's
You've
good.
never heard that?
I've never heard that. I like that. I'm going to use that. I'll give you credit.
Please do.
Let's go ahead and take a look at race number 1. This is for Arkansas breds, 4-year-olds and up, a 50 starter allowance condition. They're going to go 1 mile and a 16th, and there's a good amount of speed in this abbreviated field of 6.
And if there is, no problem for your current favorite, Zippy Mark, who can just stalk right behind. This horse has only tried 2 turns once, and he ran 4th in the Arkansas Breeders' Championship. That was back in 2025 last year, so this horse only lost by 2 lengths that day against some of the best Arkansas bred routers we have. So with that in mind, he finds a good starter allowance spot here for this horse. And this is just Kenny McPeak really taking advantage of a condition this horse is eligible for. He's the superior horse, I think. I know Strike Ridge number 3 has really good speed figures, and he can run holes in the wind in certain scenarios, but I do think Zippy Mark's the one to beat.
Yeah, you have to like and respect that his 3 races that he has contested at the meet have all produced next out winners. So those do become key races, and that's a handicap angle that I like to look at. And this one's sired by Mark Bileski, who stands in the state of Arkansas. Race number 2 is for 4-year-olds and up. Non-winners of 2 races in 2025, 2026. We're getting creative here. $9,000 claim tag, and they're going to go 6 furlongs. Personally, for me, it's a good group, but I didn't have a real strong opinion in this one.
No, I didn't either. And with that in mind, I was trying to figure out who I liked, and I said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look for the horse that I think is most fit and has decent form, and that's Big Commerce. And the reason that this horse is a little bit peculiar in this race is because this horse is really never sprinted before. And I just think with Ray Ashford trying this horse sprinting from a route to a sprint, he wins at about 24%. Very, very good with this move. It's one of my favorite moves in the game. And when I was younger, I used to not like playing horses that had route form and cut back to sprints if they were routing all the time, or horses that started routing in their careers, routed for a while, and then they just, the trainer says, what the heck, we'll try them sprinting now. But the more I've watched it, the more I've realized these horses are just really fit when they do that. And sometimes horses that are just better horses in a race, like him, who I think is one of the best horses in here, sometimes that fitness really stands true to form. So I'm going to try with him.
Yeah, the good thing about Big Commerce, he does have a very high Tomlinson number for the distance at around 416, which is very, very high, and that's a good thing. But I like the fact that the light bulb he came on last go at the mile. He didn't break any speed records or anything, but did it well within himself. So I think I'm in agreement with Matt here. I think maybe that cutback is going to be an interesting segue to maybe the second part of this year. Race number 3, as we take a look, Arkansas breds again, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2, claiming tag 12,500, and they're going to go, we don't see this one very often, 5.5 furlongs. And the bulk of the field, because this is kind of an unorthodox distance that we run here at Oaklawn, are going to contest that 5.5 for the first time today.
They are, and I'm going to pick a horse that has speed because a lot of speed horses do well in our 5.5 furlong races here. Cool Under Fire, number 3 for Ernie Witt. This horse won by 7 2 starts ago, got to the lead, looked like a whole new horse the first time out when he didn't show any speed. And then he came back in his next start for 35,009-2, did not get the front, was off the pace, not quite as much as he was in his first start, but still off the pace. And he ran a very even 5th that day. I just think the class drop will help him. I think he needs to be close, and going 5.5, it's going to be good for him if he can get out there with Ramon Vasquez, who was aboard 2 starts ago, so he knows this horse at his best. And I also like the fact that this horse, he broke his maiden for 20, and the rule of thumb, when you break your maiden for 20, for example, you're better off in a 12-5 non-2. This horse ran for 35 non-2, maybe a little bit too tough for him. So I think there's a lot of things to like here with this horse.
I'm going to go to the far outside with the number 10, More Power, coming from the barn of trainer Tom Swearingen. Walter De La Cruz getting the leg up. Did break the maiden here off an 11-month layoff and wired the field when facing maiden 20, and does exit his first attempt versus winners, that coming against non-2 for 35,000. He did show some early speed, was bested at the top of the lane, and fated to run 4th by 4 behind runner-up Clear Echo and the 3rd place finisher Boat, who does return in today's field. I like the outer draw, but he's certainly going to have to make a move pretty quick as that turn does come up, and I think Walter's going to send this horse very hard from the bell. But a really good race for the first leg of that 50-cent Pick 5 series. As we go on to race number 4, maiden 20. For 3-year-olds and up, going the distance of 6 furlongs. And it is a maiden, but we've got a fairly experienced group lining up. Did have several scratches of the numbers 3, 5, and 9. 3, 5, and 9 here out of race number 4.
Yeah, these are always interesting, and we see it all the time. Horses that are professional maidens, they find their friends and they win. Other times they're professional maidens that just decide they want to run with the pack. So it's really hard to predict at times these types of races when you have lower-level maiden claimers with a lot of experience. And you and I both like Capital Connection in here. I thought that last race was very solid for maiden 40. Ran 2nd to Speed Storm. I don't think this is a suspicious drop, cutting that claiming price in half. I just think Steve wants to win. I mean, this horse was claimed for 12-5 3 starts ago. He's going to make money if he wins with this horse, and he's made – actually, yeah, he's been close to breaking even so far. So all this horse has to do is run well today, and he's making money on this horse. So no need to necessarily run him for 40. He's not a world beater. He's not going to be a stakes horse. Probably not going to be an allowance horse down the road. So I think that this is just an aggressive spot to get a win. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm on this runner as well. I like the fact that he does have that early nice speed, especially drawing that rail post position. I think that's going to allow Keith to get into a really good position, maybe quicker than some of those outside runners. So I'm on the number 1, Capital Connection as well. So a good group hoping to break their maiden in race number 4. On to the 5th, another group I personally didn't have a super strong opinion. Maiden claiming 12-5, 3 and up, and they are going to sprint 6 furlongs in distance. And Matt, this field kind of got a little decimated, taking out numbers 4, 6, 7, 8 and the 13 will not drop in, but a lot of those in the body are re-entries.
Yeah, a lot of them are re-entries, and we've got plenty of maiden races the next week or two for these lower level types. We still got a field of 9, so it's not a bad field size by any means. On paper, I think it's a 2-horse race between Irish Whiskey and World Fair. I think they're the fastest horses. One of them will probably win. The way my luck's been going recently, that means somebody else will probably win. But I'm hoping that I can be right today. And once again, Nancy, we are very much on page with a lot of things here on the same outlook here. I picked Irish Whiskey in here. Coming out of that key race, there were 2 next out winners out of there. Stocked the pace, ran 3rd. This horse has burned money. His last 2 races, he's gone off favored. But World Fair is the type of horse that he's finding the right spot. He's needed to be in for 12.5. He's in there today. He just sort of has that hanging tendency at times. So does Irish Whiskey, but they're the fastest horses. So whoever wants to win, I think they will. And I think they're faster than everybody else, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting. Irish Whiskey has been a pretty hot commodity in the claim box this season. Already claimed twice out of his 3 races of the season, and was 3rd, beaten 2 lengths as the favorite last go. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him get favoritism again here this afternoon. And Eric Foster sends this one out with Amir Mendoza, and pretty consistent at the distance as well. In the money, 4 of 6 yet, obviously, to get that win at the distance, but today certainly could be the day, and that last race went very, very quickly. Sometimes you have to, I like to, if I'm not sure, about my selections, I always look at the times. Who ran maybe a little bit closer to the pace, or what did that race go in final time? Because we're running some really, really fast races here this season, and so far, I like that the track has really played fair this week.
Yeah, I think it has played fair so far. Yesterday it did. The times were a little bit on the slower side yesterday. And actually, Fox, they do a great job talking about track profiles and things of that nature. And I think that you have to really keep an eye on if a track is speedy or not, if it changes, especially as a handicapper, if you're paying attention. Because sometimes, certain times, you may look and go, well, 22, 21, that's fast time. For yesterday, it would have been fast.
Right.
But there are other days where it would have been about normal. So
for sure.
That's important to note those things.
Race number 6 is the start of a very interesting Pick 5 series. 3 and up, non-2, claiming price $16,000, and they're going to go 1 mile using that short stretch of the mile run. Several also looking for their first win at the distance. Scratch the 11 Leonardo, and the 13 Arthur's Court will not draw into the body.
So there's 11 in here, and I picked a price, 15-1 on the morning line here, after party for Bertcon Cantervacci. This horse gets back to the route game. The only time this horse ran 2 turns in a route of ground was in an optional claiming starter allowance. Broke terrible that day, drifted out at the start, was well behind, too far behind, and rallied on for 4th. There was a next out winner out of there. I'm intrigued to see this horse get to the 2 turns. He's got a lot of route pedigree. I would like to see him break well and sit closer. I think there's a reason he wasn't close 2 starts ago. This horse has been on the lead in a couple of races sprinting, so he's got the speed to be prominent early on. I want to give this horse another try at the route game, and he will, I would think, be a price at here.
I'm going to look at the Chris Hartman contender in here. That's the number 4, Fast Joker. Certainly did need that race 2 back in early February. Coming off an 8-month break. Did take on non-2 for 12.5 at 1 mile and a 16th. Really never involved, but I like that he showed major improvement last out. Also against non-2 for 12.5. Ran 4th, but did get away a little bit slow. David's really going to have to be on target to get this horse out in a good position early. Now he does stretch back out, takes a slight step up, returns to the mile distance, and that was also the distance of his maiden victory. Now there's more than enough speed in the group to help him with his late closing kick. So a good group for race number 6. We're going to take a quick break on this Friday. My days are all messed up, Matt.
Yeah.
A Friday edition of Oaklawn Today, and we will be right back.
Experience the excitement of horse racing with Oaklawn Anywhere. If you're an Arkansas resident, you can watch and wager on horse racing from around the globe, whether you're at home or on the go, with any smartphone, laptop, or tablet, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Oaklawn Anywhere app and register for a sign-up bonus. With access to past performances, live video, race replays, and expert handicapping data, you're always in the know with no subscription fees. Bet online anytime with Oaklawn Anywhere, exclusively available to Arkansans. Right, Max? Oaklawn Anywhere. Our season never ends. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Fans first, fun always. Join us on April 25th for Oaklawn's Fan Appreciation Day. Earn entries for a Fan Appreciation Day drawing by swiping your ID on Thursdays, Fridays, or Sundays for double entries, and on Saturdays for a single entry. After each of the first 7 races on April 25th, 5 lucky fans will be called to claim cash prizes ranging from $300 to $1,000. Make sure to activate your entries by swiping before race 7 to be eligible for the final drawing, where 5 fans will take home $1,000 each. And the fun doesn't stop there. Enjoy free parking, snag some Oaklawn swag, and grab a voucher for free popcorn or a hot dog and soda while supplies last. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 25th, so you don't miss out on prizes, perks, and pure Oaklawn fun. Only on Fan Appreciation Day.
Racing season at Oaklawn reaches the final stretch with a major car giveaway. Earn entries in our 24/7 smoke-free casino in April for qualifier and free play drawings. And racing fans can receive entries every live race day starting April 2nd for the racing qualifier drawings. All leading up to our horsepower giveaway, where one lucky guest drives away in a brand new Ford Bronco Raptor sponsored by Riser Ford. From the paddock to the pavement, one moment decides it all. Only at Oaklawn.
Back on the Friday program, just a reminder, same post tomorrow of 12:45, and we have an amazing 12 race card, 2 graded stakes, and the infield will be open and hopping. So don't think we're going to get the 73,000 that we had on Derby Day. That was insane if you were here. Oh my gosh, it was unbelievable to feel that energy. And I mean, I remember, I think Chris Ho, our VP of marketing, and you were talking about the max attendance at other sporting venues around the country, and we far exceeded a lot of those.
At Haskell Day, it's packed
Yeah.
over in New Jersey, and 35,000 I think
Yeah.
we had last year, and it was packed.
Yeah.
It was packed. So 73,000 here. Now, granted, we can hold a little more with the infield and
Right.
everything than Monmouth Park, but nonetheless, that's an electric atmosphere on Haskell Day. Here, it felt the same. I don't know. When I'm upstairs, 65,000, 73,000, I just say to myself, I don't know what the number is. There's a lot of people.
There's a lot.
That's what it looks
Do they have an infield at Monmouth? Do they use the infield?
They do not,
Okay.
no.
Some
No.
tracks they don't. So, but I
Yeah.
think it's really cool that we are able to utilize ours when weather approves, all the time. But
One thing about Monmouth that's really cool, they have a real long stretch. Well, not the stretch on the track itself, but there's a stretch of picnic tables.
Oh,
so
okay. Out on the
unlike
apron.
here where it stops at the 16th,
Yeah.
there goes to the quarter pole,
Forever.
and people just absolutely love sitting in those picnic tables and barbecuing. So every track's different, Nancy. Every track has
Right.
some cool perks about it.
how close are you actually physically to the ocean?
We're probably about a couple miles. We're
But
not like
so
Del
you
Mar.
still get a little bit of a cross breeze.
Oh,
though.
definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
And from my booth up there, I can see the shoreline. It's a ways. You can see the buildings that are right on the
Yeah.
beach and stuff, and you can see a little bit of the shoreline if it's a clear day.
You, as a track announcer, might have the best views for your job because the
Yeah,
view from the roof here at Oaklawn is spectacular. You just see the nature, the colors, some signature buildings up on the roof, and the Valley of the Vapors. That's what we were known as, the Valley of the Vapors from the hot springs. So seeing that and then the ocean not too far away. I mean, you're living the high life, man.
Yeah, living the dream, as I like to say after every race day. And it really is beautiful. I like to gaze out at the green because we have a lot of green here at Oaklawn, past the backstretch, and we see the mountains.
It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, we live in a beautiful
Hot Springs
area.
is gorgeous, yeah. Race number 7 is for maiden allowance contenders, all 3 years old, and they will go a mile in distance, fairly lightly raced group, and no first-time starters in this one.
No, this is a 2-turn event. They're going a short stretch mile here. I think it's time for Silver Syndicate. It's time. It's like you either got to win at this level right now, or we got to figure out a spot where you can win. Because this horse, I've always sort of felt like he could sprint effectively just watching him work before his first race, but I felt like 2 turns is probably what he wants to do. And his first career race, he went to the lead. It looked like he was going to win turning from him, and then he got a little bit tired. I think he needed that race. Last time out, he dueled on a very fast and contentious pace. Got a little bit tired, ran third that day as well, went off favored both times. Fancy Fairlane, the winner of that race, I think is a very good horse for Greg Foley. I think that was a very good sprint field that he finished the 2 horses behind. But I do think he wants to route, and I'm excited to see him going a route of ground. He looked really good in his last workout, which we have on our Out of the Starting Gate on YouTube. We'll see. I mean, this horse, I think he wants to route, and this is a field that he should be able to navigate. His speed figures indicate if he routes, he's the best horse in the race, but he needs to win today. I think today is the day. We'll see.
Yeah, they went very quick last out in 109 and 3. He's a $400,000 sale purchase. Campaign by Louis Sella and Go-Go Gray's stable. Go-Go Gray's might sound familiar because that principal owner is Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports. So interesting, sired by Liam's Map, who is 13% going a route of ground at first asking, and the barn 17%. So does get a little bit of pedigree support for that added real estate today. So can't help but wonder, if Nick, hypothetically, if he doesn't run like they anticipate him to, if they drop him in for the tag or maybe geld him. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're gonna try not to geld him if they can right now because he's got some ability and he's got some pedigree. This horse is actually a half sibling to Bookham, who won at a 1-turn mile. Even though the pedigree on the bottom side, there's some route here.
Yeah.
So I think he's good. I think he's a decent horse, and he's always shown ability, but I think if he doesn't win this race, then you have to wonder, okay, what do we need to do? Because I don't think this is the strongest group of maiden special weight 2-turn horses.
Agreed.
I think the mile and an 8th race on Arkansas Derby Day was a lot stronger.
Yes.
So I think they've picked a really good spot to win with this horse. But he needs to do it today, I think.
I totally agree with that, Matt. Race number 8 on the program is for 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 since November the 10th. Claim price is $20,000, and they're going to go 6 furlongs in distance. There's a considerable amount of speed in this field. We did have several scratches, though, taking out the number 2, 7, and 11. 2, 7, 11, which does allow the 13 to draw in the body of the race.
Yeah, I scratched into Pain, and I have no problem scratching into Pain because he is a very cool horse. He's 11 years old now. I mean, this horse, he is just such a hard-knocking, cool dude. Now, last time out, he did not have his usual punch. He was also running over a muddy surface. I think he's better on a fast track. And I think that he's the type of horse, at least at this point in his career, where he wants to take his time early, sit at the back, and make one run. Maybe not quite like Tejano Twist, but something like that. Just nice and easy early and then finish. That's the bottom line. And I think he's going to be able to do that with pace in this race. I don't have a strong opinion. I actually really like my top pick, Ravenstown, who scratched out of this race. He didn't have a good trip last time. We'll have to wait for another day with him. But even though I could see Pain losing, I scratched into him. I know there's a lot of speed, as you mentioned, so I said, what the heck, I'll stick with him here.
I have always been a fan of Pain, particularly the last couple of years. He's got 20 starts here over the Oaklawn surface, 7 trips to the winner's circle, and there is nothing better than a hard-knocking veteran who is still competitive. He's been in the money 7 of his last 10 starts, exits a 4th as the betting favorite, and as Matt said, that was over the mud, gets a dry strip and a little bit of class relief, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe come from off the pace in search of his first win for 2026, but I love a good veteran horse. And maybe not, the allowance, but still able to compete for a decent tag. When we still had horses, we had so many that were 5, 6, 7, 8, and I called us the Geritol barn because, we did have so many of those older, just nice class horses. But yeah, big fan of the 11-year-old Payne in race number 8. Moving on to race number 9. This is a first level allowance for 4-year-olds and upwards, sprinting 6 furlongs. And we did have a couple scratches as well, taking out numbers 2, 4, and 7. 2, 4, 7 out of this first level allowance.
Yeah, and I'm going to pick him in here. This horse has started to run some good races. He's been very inconsistent. I mean, first time out he won with Rafael Bejarano, who's back aboard. We haven't seen Rafa ride this horse in, let's see, that'd be 8 starts now. And I think this horse, you just look at who he's run against. He ran 4th last time out behind Next Out, 94 Beyer winner, Zero Sugar. Next Out, 91 Beyer winner, Faust ran 3rd that day. 2 starts ago, was only beaten 3 lengths to Vital Mind. Nice horse for Steve Asmussen. Sharp Swinger, a Next Out allowance winner at this condition. So I like the company he faces here. He's a first-time gelding in this race, very hit-or-miss angle. Some horses, they get gelded and it doesn't do much. Other times they stay a lot more focused. Sometimes they lose a little weight on them, and that helps them because they lean out a little bit. I'm going to pick this horse. I think that he's running good races, and this is a field that he can beat because this is not the type of field that we've seen versus him running at Zero Sugar, Vital Mind, Faust. There aren't horses like that in this race this time around. So that's really my logic there.
I'm curious because at Moquette's barn, him is one of the first horses next to the office in the kind of middle of the shed row, and there is a sign in front of his stall, "He will bite." So I'm very curious now that he's been gelded if he's maybe a little bit more relaxed in his stall. So very curious, but very cool horse nonetheless. But I am going to go with the number 6, Tap Me a Song, Francisco Arrieta, getting the leg up from Carlos Santa Maria. Now, winless in 8 starts last year, not a great stat, but he's had a very productive year and is a perfect 2 for 2 in 2026. He did break his maiden 2 back. It was over the synthetic at Turfway Park, hung on and scored by a neck against Maiden Allowance Company. He then came back to Oaklawn and bested a group of 50 starters. Sometimes those can be extremely competitive, as much as a first level allowance. He had a fairly similar setup that day as well. I really do like the 5 furlong bullet he posted last week in 1 minute and 2/5, and is going to face this level for the first time today, and I think he's going to track just off the speed to his outside. So I'm going to look for Francisco Arrieta and the Rip lookalike from Yellowstone to get the W. So when Carlos wears his sunglasses and his black hat, he looks just like Rip from Yellowstone. It's amazing.
He always has his cowboy hat on.
He does. He does. Race number 10 and our finale is for Arkansas breds to close out the afternoon. 3-year-olds and up, maiden claiming $30,000, and they will go 6 furlongs in distance. Make Ronnie Huckabee the pilot on the number 8, Uncle Tater. And by the way, Ronnie Huckabee is now a 5-pound buggy. Obviously doesn't get the apprentice allowance here, as he is named on after entries. And a full field of 12, just scratching the also eligibles.
Just to touch on that for folks who may not know how that works is if you're an apprentice and you get named on a horse after the entries come out, they're going to waive that waive. The reason they do that is because you don't want people just taking guys off or whatever. And in this case, Danilo Grisales-Rave legitimately has a reason to not be here today. He took a tumble last week, and he's just resting up and recovering. Nothing serious, but just body sore. But you just don't want people to take advantage of that weight allowance, and that's the reason that's the case. So Uncle Tater will remain carrying 124 pounds. You and I picked Igniting Embers here, Nancy. By the way, I don't have Nancy's picks until the
We don't
show.
have each other's picks, and I pick up the sheet right as before I walk in.
So we're not, talking, saying who do you like, who do I like, and
I'm going to cheat off your paper, Matt. What do you got?
Well, well, I think we all at times at school were like, what do you think? If we didn't study the night before.
What do you got for number 4?
Yeah,
What do you
right.
Yeah, one of those.
Well, and I think it's good for us to have different picks as well on a day because we give different opinions. But at the same time, if we have all the same picks like today, I've actually never seen us have this many top picks.
No.
And there are a lot of races I didn't have that strong of an opinion on. So maybe that's why. Maybe we're just seeing the right horses here. And Igniting Embers, I just think last time out, this horse dueled in the lead last time and got a little bit tired as the favorite for 40 and for 30. Not a huge drop in class, really, I don't think. That last race 2 starts ago for maiden 40 was also very good. Lost by a neck and made an early move to try to get away from the field around the far turn. I think this horse was best 2 starts ago. So in for the right condition, I think. I'm going to pick this horse. I had a really tough time between Igniting Embers and Humorous Saint number 4, who I think last time lost because he had an outside post going 5.5. Was not easy, and he still ran
Parked
a good
outside.
race. He was parked out. When you're going 5.5 and you get parked outside on the far turn, it's really hard to win from there. But he's going from maiden 10 to 30, so this is a bump up for him, and that's sort of why I landed on Igniting Embers in here.
Yeah, I'm on there as well. I love the fact that this horse has kind of been knocking at the door. Trio of seconds. He's very sharp out of the gate, and I potentially think he could be the one to catch. And I was talking about the far outside at 5.5. If you get in that 6-7 path, you might be running 6 furlongs, technically, from a length perspective. But yeah, 5.5, that's a hard distance to be parked outside.
You don't want to be parked outside there.
Not
You
a
can
good
be
place.
parked outside going 6 furlongs out of the gate, but 5.5, it's just not enough time to try to get over.
Yeah,
You
not
can't-
good.
I've said it before. There's 2 ways to get over. You either get ahead of horses and get over, or you get behind and go over.
And potentially get in traffic.
Yeah.
In addition to our selections, we have also put together a $20 show bet bonus parlay. You get more bang for your buck when you wager online in that show field. Matt and I both going to start out with Zippy Mark, then go to Capital Connection. I go to Fast Joker. Matt goes to Silver Syndicate. I round it out with Payne in the 8th, and Matt rounds it out with him in the 9th. Long shot play of the day for Matt is After Party in race 6, and I'm going to go, is it Silver Syndicate?
Or did you flip them? It was Tap Me
I
a
think
Song.
I flipped it. Yeah, Tap Me a Song should be my top play, and Silver Syndicate is my
Vice
top
versa,
pick.
you mean.
Thank you. Flip the script here. Silver Syndicate is my top pick of the day, as well as Matt. So good luck to all the connections today on this Friday card. Don't forget Dawn at Oaklawn tomorrow. It's a very special one, very near and dear to my heart, as we honor the legacy of Hall of Fame trainer Dwayne Lucas, and his family will be in attendance as well. So very happy to welcome Lori back. I got a chance to visit with her quite a while yesterday, so glad to see that she's back where this was kind of home for quite a while.
Definitely. This was their winter home, and they lived right on the far turn over there in their lovely house, which is now owned by Gary Stevens. And we're excited to have the Lucas family here, and just a wonderful thing that Oaklawn and the community is able to have a weekend where we can really celebrate him, because he's earned that, and he should have something like that.
Absolutely, and it's interesting. A racetracker bought their home in Hot Springs, and a racetracker bought their home in Louisville. So it's a very tight-knit circle.
Racetrackers take care of each other.
We do.
It's
a competitive sport, but
it's a different
we do
dynamic,
take care
for
of each other.
It's a different dynamic, but we will take care of each other when push comes to shove.
Amen to that. Matt's going to go to the roof and give you all the set of changes and also do some handicapping. From the announcer's booth, you'll see me in the paddock talking horses as well. Don't forget, tomorrow, first post, 12:45, 2 graded stakes, including the grade 1, $1.25 million Apple Blossom Handicap. I think you'll see the glimpse of the future Breeders' Cup Distaff winner.
That's your hot take. This meet, I think, so far.
Well, it's so
honestly.
funny. People are like, really? You think so? I'm like, yeah, I think so. I'm going to stand my ground, Matt.
Good, you should. This is a
Stand my
game of
ground.
opinions, and
Exactly.
you know what? People like hot takes.
They do.
Give it to them, Nancy.
All right. Without further ado, for Matt Dinnerman, I'm Nancy Holthus. Good luck today on the Oaklawn card, and good racing.